So the reason we are here today is, what are the pros and cons of investing in Florida? So IIG is based out of Seattle. However, during this summer in 2019, we have traveled to 4 states, starting with Detroit, and then North Carolina, and then Texas, and also Florida. It's not that we just selected Florida, like in one shot. No, we traveled to 4 states because we wanted to expand our operations in 4 states. And we felt that compared to other states, Florida is one of the good place to invest. So a lot of us, we only explore and invest where we live, but at IIG, we believe that you should not limit your investing where you are living. You should expose to the opportunities, wherever it is. And I understand it is difficult for investor, but we want to bring all the analysis at your fingertips on our platform, so that you can definitely make sure that you are making a wise decision for your family and for yourself. Hold on 1 second, just want to make sure that everybody is muted, so that we don't have noise. If you are not muted, please mute yourself, please. Okay, so I'll continue. So yeah, definitely. So we have seen a potential, and then we thought, we should share some opportunities. That's the reason. So yeah, that's how we ended up in Florida. It's not that we have a huge expertise, but we work with like Jack and other real estate agents who have a lot of experience. They're born and they raised their families, and they grow up there. So we work with the experts. We don't need to be an expert in every single area, but we work with the experts in the particular vertical. However, before we do our due diligence, we complete our vetting process, and then only we bring the opportunity to our investors. So let's talk about what are the advantages in Florida. Okay, so I'm gonna bring some of the screens also. Overall, it's a better weather. If you compare it to northeast or northwest, northern states in United States, the weather is a lot better. I'm gonna share you some good information here. Give me just. And also, you can go to Forbes. This is one of the things I want to share: how to invest in Florida real estate. It's not that we are talking about it. You can just Google it. Or I will share this recording also. This is from 2019, and then let's say, if you look at climate, so this is pretty decent climate, very, very good climate, and that's why a lot of retirees are moving to Florida. We'll talk about it. That's what it's called, like in this one also, like a snowbirds. a lot of people want to live like at least 6 to 8 months in Florida and avoid probably the summer. But if you compare Texas weather, Texas weather is usually in hundreds. July, August, September. But even if you take July, August, it's still a decent weather. Of course, it's hot, but if you avoid those 3 months, it's pretty decent weather. At least in 60s and around 60s to 70s at least. That's great weather. Of course, there is a rain and stuff like that. But every state have pros and cons, but we definitely see a potential. Okay, let's get back. So yeah, the second one is nice neighborhoods. I want you to walk through a couple of things that, like, for example, we were looking at it. So you can see, we were buying a couple of lands just beside here. This is in Homosassa. So, these are very nice homes. You can take these addresses and look at it. These are like $250,000 homes. We just bought a couple of lands here too. So these are really, really nice homes with the swimming pools. Let's say if I cancel this, very nice neighborhoods, and the homes are like 2,000 square feet. And like, for example, we bought a couple of lands here in between the homes. So whenever we are buying the homes, these are like a dry lands. Because these are in the established neighborhoods. Most of the lands that we pick or in the established neighborhoods, for example. So that's why we believe investing in the nice neighborhoods, it will only go up, even though you may see recession coming up and all. But when we are picking up something, we are seeing a lot of future growth. I mean, if you are going to hang on to it like at least 2 to 3 years or 5 years at least. I mean, definitely, as you know, Florida is a tourist destination. Of course, Orlando. A lot of us we take our kids to the Disney World, but it's a tourist destination. You take a lot of beaches. Huge coastline. So definitely, we are looking. Whenever we are looking opportunities, we want to make sure we are picking in the really good neighborhoods, so that you don't need to worry about it. Eventually, either you can build something here, or you can just keep it and sell it at higher. Because most of the lands that we are bringing are around $10,000, where you will not find this kind of lands any other states at all. Even in Florida, these were like $30,000 in 2004 and 2005. That's what we have seen. So we are going to see a lot of potential to grow, I think. So we are definitely working on some of the lands, and I just quickly, because there's a lot of data that you don't need to believe everything that we present here, but we are also pulling everything like on Zillow. So all the homes are, as you can see, at least minimum $125 to $150 square feet. At least a minimum $100 square feet. You can see. So and we definitely are exploring some of the good land opportunities. The reason we are exploring is we compare markets. For example, I'm comparing with Dallas, Texas, for example. Like 5 years back, for example, a lot of my friends from Seattle have moved to Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas, because they saw an opportunity for $250,000. They used to get like a $5,000 homes, 5,000 square feet homes. Now we don't get it. So what I'm trying to say is opportunities will not last for long. So now if you want to buy anything in Dallas or Austin, even lands, any land you want to buy, minimum you need to invest for $50,000, like a 7,500 square feet lot. So because in United States, if somebody want to invest in land, one of the key point is 10% of the home value goes to the land. So when I'm talking about 10% of the home value, if I'm looking at a $500,000 home, so a $50,000 goes at least for the land. But if you look at in Florida, if you are talking about a 250,000, if you can build a 250,000 home, 10% of the 250,000 or 280,000 here, for example, it should be 28,000. So the land cost should be at least 10% of the Florida homes. But right now it is around 5%, for example. 5% or less. That's what we are trying to bring to you guys, for example, if you are interested to invest. So that can only go up in the future. It cannot go down. A 10,000 land where you can build a $250,000 home, it cannot go down. Even if it goes down, maybe it can go down 1,000 or 2,000. But if it start going up, you will see 20,000 or 30,000, like you have seen here in Dallas or Texas, for example. You can go back 5 years. These were very less expensive lands. But you won't find anything in Dallas or even San Antonio. So you probably know, some of you, San Antonio has a similar homes like Florida. The home values are like around $200,000. But even though the home values are 200,000, but here the land values are 25 to 30,000, for example. So compared to Florida, they are very expensive, even though home prices are similar. So let's take it to Atlanta, Georgia, for example. Because we want to bring all the analysis. Not just one state, for example, when you want to invest. Even if you are looking at, I'm picking up here, for example, for sale up to 100K land values. Lots and lands, for example. I'm just picking up one investment opportunity type. It's not that you only need to buy lands in Florida. I'm only giving an opportunity so that you are aware of it, for example. Because you may not see it after 5 years. Same thing that we are trying to present here, for example. So all of them like 70, like you see here, 7,000 lot is $95,000, for example. And the neighborhoods are not even that good. I mean, compared to Florida, for example. I mean, so that tells us something, right? I mean, obviously, I mean, you can pick anything. I mean, you don't have to pick, I mean, anywhere here. Everything is minimum, bare minimum. I see like 20,000, which are like far from, the city. So, I mean, I'm picking up Atlanta, which is close to Florida too. Then we can go to, for example, expensive. I mean, I live in Seattle, Washington. Redmond is Microsoft headquarters. So I'm going to share you here a couple of things, right? You can't even find any lands for $500,000 in Redmond, Washington, for example. Of course, there is Microsoft, and so I got the barriers. I mean, these are like really far. So I mean, if I click again Redmond, I mean, you will see very expensive. You won't even find it. I mean, anything. I mean, Redmond, Washington. So I mean, so I live here, but any lot here, 5,000 square feet lot is, we are talking about $200,000 to $400,000, or sometimes even a $500,000 to $1 million. Like if you're talking about Seattle, Washington. I'm right now showing you Seattle, Washington, where we don't find, I mean, let's say if I do 1 million, for example, here, or 1.5 million, I'm going to do 1 million, hopefully we'll find some lands. So look at here. So you can see it's in Redmond, Washington. Of course, this is larger, but I'm not sure. But yeah, we can find, hopefully we'll find some small ones. Yeah, these are large, but I can't even find any small. I mean, I'm looking for lands, but very few. I can't even find anything. Okay, so continuing. So I'll show you a couple of things here. So, and also, I mean, if you look at even the Seattle is a hot market, if you see the real estate market is slowing down, for example, in 2008, Seattle. So when you are living in Dallas, Texas, or Seattle, or New Jersey, or in a markets where you have seen too much high, maybe it's better time to invest in somewhere else. The reason I'm trying to show here, I mean, instead of investing, keep investing where you are living, where it is very expensive. You should expose to the markets where the opportunities are there. Let's say I'm showing you, for example, Florida. I mean, compared to Redmond or New Jersey or Dallas, Texas, where you may see the real estate slowing down. I mean, based on the Zillow. I mean, it's not that we know everything, but if you look at, I'm just picking up one city. You can pick any cities. I'm going to talk about like a top 10 cities in Florida in a few minutes. So you see here, I mean, Florida, because the homes are still affordable, I mean, it's still going up with a good rental market. The rents are like $1 per square feet. Even though the prices are less, the rental market is pretty good in Florida, and it is going to continue to be like that. I mean, for example, I'm going to take, we invested a lot of time in Ocala, Florida too. I'm just picking up because these are wherever we are investing our time, we are investing where, it is not, prone to hurricanes. We are investing a lot of our time in Central Florida. So for example, if I come down, you look at here, it's only keep growing. I mean, G-estimate, and if you see here, the important thing I want everybody to pay attention. In 2005, these homes were sold 240K. So that is an opportunity that I still see. So in 2005, the same house, for example, sold. It's not just this home. You can pick any homes. In 2005-06, they were like same prices that are right now available still. I mean, those are like a great opportunities we feel. I mean, either you invest on your own or with IIG, but we just want to let you know that that's an opportunity that we see for a long term. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I picked up a few. I mean, you can definitely pick those like zip codes and look at it so that you have an idea. So definitely you are looking at price per square feet, even though these are like old homes. I mean, these are listed. I mean, even the Z estimate is 179. I mean, these are listed for 982. I mean, still Zillow is estimating to grow. So definitely around 100 to 125 is a good investment per square feet anywhere in Florida, especially in the central Florida. We recommend. If you are going to East Florida, so the thing is, if you're going to East Florida, it is prone to hurricanes. We'll talk about that. So I'm gonna quickly log out for 1 second. So this is one of the thing. It's West Coast. West Coast is still good. I mean, when it comes to hurricanes, usually, I mean, this area is quite, prone to hurricanes. That's why you need to have hurricane insurance also on this. But the Orlando is in central. I mean, whatever we are investing our time, we are investing like Kissimmee that I showed you, or Ocala, Florida. I mean, these are all like a central Florida, for example. I mean, the one here where I mean, a lot of our investors bought a lot of good lands here. I mean, also I mean, we are trying a few locations here, only established neighborhoods. So definitely, compared to East, Central, and West is a good place to. I mean, like a Cape Coral. I mean, I'll show you. I mean, St. Petersburg, Tampa. A lot of people live in Tampa, Florida. So it's a good places to invest in Central or West Florida. I think, of course, there are great places here too, but they definitely, I mean, you can have a concern on the hurricanes, for example. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna go back to my presentation quickly. So yeah, we talked about nice neighborhoods and tourist destination. Definitely, it is. And we have a Key West. All that nice beaches there. So definitely, it's a tourist destination. And then retirees home state. A lot of retirees, even a lot of Asian families also moving to to Florida because a lot of their homes, when you are looking at northeast or northwest, I mean the homes values are really high. I mean people, whoever is retiring close to retire, they sell it and move to Florida because it's a nice place to stay and it's very affordable. So it's a home state for retirees, a lot of retirees, or Texas, but Texas is now expensive, so people are looking for better opportunities, and we do see Florida is still a better place. And tax benefits, we'll talk about it, and I'm gonna talk about positive cash flow too. So I'm gonna quickly read, but you can take a look at it. It's I got it from Mash Fisher. The Florida real estate market is one of the top investment markets at the moment, even though prices of Florida investment properties have gone up and are expected to rise even higher. Almost every real estate investor is interested in buying property in Florida. The increase in prices can also be used as an indication of the condition of the Florida housing market. Buying real estate in Florida is a good investment decision for several factors. Let's begin with the economic stability of the state. Additionally, buying property in Florida is a great as the state offers great investment opportunities for each rental strategy because there is a very good rental to hold the values. We talked about all this. I mean, a lot of Airbnb rental potential also because of the tourism. Okay, and the upsides of buying. Relatively affordable. Again, I took it from a source here. So there is always a development here. Which is going to help for the vacation homes. And definitely, there is a room to make a lot of money. I would say, yeah. So tax benefits. We want to talk about tax benefits. There is no tax, state tax. Of course, you need to pay federal tax, but of course, with the sunny beaches, diverse economy, blooming cities, Florida has been a desirable state for real estate investors, a tax-friendly state for real estate investors. So definitely that's another reason for you to think about investing in Florida. It's like Texas, but Texas real estate is quite high. I'm not discouraging to invest, but you should diversify your investment. And invest where you can secure. So these are the some of the. Again, I got it from Investopedia. You probably know it's one of the best website for investments. So these are the like a top 10 cities, and we are heavily working on Orlando, for example, and surroundings Orlando right now. And we are looking at other cities too, but right now we are heavily working around. And even whenever you go to Orlando, you are you can go to your investment property and take a look at it. And and like it is mentioned here, you never know. We may retire in Florida after 10 or 20 years, depending upon your retirement, or because a lot of people are moving, your investment is safe and secure, you can sell it at higher value, in my opinion. So, this is in Indian rupees because a lot of us are from India. So I just want to let you know, in India, if you invest 1 crore rupees, you get probably 25,000 rent. But here, if you invest 1 crore means $140,000. I'm talking about 140K investment, which is gonna give you a $1,400 rent. So that's equal to 1 lakh rupees, which is not possible. So, and you have secured everything. You don't need to worry about any, anything else when you invest in US. And again, I'm not discouraging India investment. We are also exploring investment opportunities in India, but I'm just giving a comparison, how you should look at investment strategy. And positive cash flow. I'm going to show you details of positive cash flow. Which is possible, which is not possible, in a lot of places in the United States, for example. Give me just a minute here. So, like for example, I want to show you here how is positive cash flow. I'm just picking up $150,000 single family home in Florida. It's just an approximate square feet. It could be 1,500 to 2,000 square feet per square feet size. I took it a low because that's what we are working on. We are working on bringing opportunities for $100 per square feet. That's a really good, good place to go in. Down payment, assuming that you are taking a bank loan, so it's a 25% here, and the loan is 100. Interest rate is 4.5%. Interest rates are really good. I suggest, in the next 1 year to invest and hang on to it for a long time, because the interest rates are going to be lower at least for a while. So it's a good opportunity. Estimated rent, it could be 1,200 to 1,400, but I just picked up average 1,300. Homeowner association, usually sometimes there are, but I just picked up usually. That's what I see. Property taxes, I have a formula here, which is like a 1% of the property. So this is monthly, it's per month. So everything is per month. Interest, so whatever you need to pay on your bank loan, and then the insurance, how much you need to pay. Usually the insurance is that, for 150,000. So total payments, you are looking at that. Property maintenance, we are only charging 5% of the property, which is like just to bear our cost. 5%, you will not get any property maintenance from anyone usually. Vacancy cost, we are also considering 10% vacancy, which is a little bit high, but we just want to take it 10%, assuming that 10%, like 1 month is at least vacant in a year, which is unlikely, but we are still considering that. Even after considering all those expenses, total expenses, you are looking at 920. Income per month, you are looking at, it's basically you are having a positive cash flow of 3, not a cash flow, income. Cash flow means you need to pay a little bit for principal. We are not considering principal here, because whatever you are paying for principal to the bank, that's your money. This is your income. So you are making an income of 4,500, which is like a 12% on your $37,500, your money. That's really good in our opinion. And equity growth. Equity growth is what is gonna, like on this. So 4% in United States, any property will grow at a 4% if you take it for like 5 to 10 years. So you are also making equity growth on top of your rental income. You're also making a 6,000, which is a 16%. That's really great. So you don't find these opportunities usually. Okay. So that's why, definitely it's a positive cash flow, which you don't find it everywhere. Okay, so moving on. So let's look at cons. Of course, Of course, I mean, even though weather is a positive and also the weather is a negative factor too in Florida investing, especially with the hurricanes, and also the summer weather is quite hot. I mean, and I mean, sometimes you cannot expect. You can expect, like rain and shine on the same day. I mean, that's kind of an issue, but that's one thing you can need to consider. And definitely, I mean, if you are investing on the East Florida, it's prone to hurricanes. But we are not investing a lot of our time on the east side. But definitely, if you are investing anything, you need to take a hurricane insurance cost, which is equal to your home insurance cost. So it doubles. Your insurance is going to double if you are investing on the east side, especially. But if you're investing in Central Florida, you don't need to take a hurricane insurance, because hurricanes will disappear once they hit the coast. I mean, so they won't harm anything in the Central Florida. So that's where we are investing our time. Okay. So definitely we strongly suggest invest now, and if you can hang on to it like 5 years or 10 years, you can definitely see a great benefits. And like I mentioned, you could retire or just by investing $40,000 right now. You could pay your kids' education. What I mean is, for example, just give me a minute. For example, if you invested a home at 150,000, what if there is a definite possibility after 10 years it could be a $300,000 asset. So when it becomes $300,000, I'm going to put the numbers here. Definitely it's a possible. When, we don't know. I'm not going to tell you when, but definitely in 5 to 10 years, if it is 300,000, so you made a profit of 150,000. So 150,000. So that 150,000 can pay, one of your child college education, for example, or at least some of it or most of it. That's just one asset. By investing a 40,000, you're not investing all of your money, only some of your money. You could probably secure, college tuition, but you need to hang on to it for a little bit longer time. You can't expect like in the 1 or 2 years. So that's how I look at it. When it comes to an investment strategy, or it can help you for your retirement. So that's why we see Florida as an opportunity. Even Warren Buffett says opportunities come in frequently. Even like Texas, it was a great opportunity 5 years back. When you see an opportunity, when it rains a gold, what it means is when there is an opportunity, put the bucket, not the thimble. So that you can be benefited more. Okay. So when it comes to available opportunities, take a look at it on our website. We are keep working on it. We don't have too many right now, but next 1 month we are going to bring some homes, as well as I'm going to quickly go here. But definitely keep looking at it. Join our website if you have not joined, so that you can explore all our analysis. There is a one video that we have done. For example, hold on. So yeah, we are planning to bring another 5 to 10 good land opportunities in the next 1 month. There are some right now, and also you can filter by featured and also price to low. And if you want to just pick lands, you can pick lands and stuff like that. Okay, so I want to show you something like 2021. If you go to the 2021, we did an analysis. For example, this is the one we were talking about. For example, it's like a multiple homes we are working on. This is like a just a blanket opportunity. For example, so here we did an analysis. We walked through why it is 20% annual return on investment, which is good, instead of keeping your funds in the bank, for example. So take a look at it. You can look at 2021. Just remember that. Again, it doesn't need to be Ocala, any Florida home base color. This is just an example that I just want to show you. So definitely go through that. The opportunity number 2021. And we also have some pipeline opportunities. We are working on very good hotel opportunities. We are going to bring it very soon. So where you have a 15% return on investment on hotels across the United States, not just one state. we are hand picking up, and we are working with a partner who are very, very good and have been investing last 20 years. So like I said, we work with the I mean, like industry experts. I mean, I just want to make sure that we bring the right thing, and we will be bringing like a short-term foreclosure fixes and flips. We are also working on EB5, but of course there is a deadline, but we are still working on that also, and startups too. And in India, we are working on 4 states, and we are going to bring some opportunities there too. So IIG fees, I mean, it is usually price is shown on the website. I mean, to hold it, you need to pay a holding deposit, whatever, like a 500 or 2,500. If it is a land, usually 500 holding deposit, so that we don't give it to anybody. I mean, otherwise, if it is a home, usually $2,500 if you want to hold it, and if you want to buy it. So here, there is no profit sharing. You own it, you buy it. If you want it, you can manage it with someone else, or we can manage it for you with a 5%, or 25% of the first month rent. Nobody does that. I mean, this is just an asset management you can ignore for now. But if you're bringing any other assets that you bought it with anyone else, and you want us to manage, we can talk about that. So let's make sure I covered everything. So we talked about pros and opportunities. Yeah, definitely when we are bringing a home, for example, a single family home, we, instead of 150,000, maybe we want to bring it for 125,000. I mean, because we have real estate agents like Jack. I mean, he's going to talk about quickly now. I mean, but we want to make sure that you have an equity right there. I mean, and then go from there. I mean, and also please stay connected. I mean, and you can stay connected with IIGForYou.com on our Facebook. Just simply search with IIG for you. IIG for you. I mean, we have WhatsApp group. I mean, most of you might be there. And if you want a one-on-one session with me, you can go to this website and you can pick your one-on-one session with me. And I'll try to make sure that the time is available. If you are interested to find more with IIG, how you can diversify your portfolio and invest. So I'm gonna message this so that you have it. I'm gonna message it so that I'm gonna message on the chat window here. So if any one of you want to set up one-on-one, I could do that. So okay, let's continue. So yeah, definitely stay connected. Okay, and now I'm gonna leave it to Jack. So Jack, you can unmute yourself, Jack. So Jack is a senior real estate agent. He has been living, he has been living for a long time. He's an acquisition analyst for us, and he helps a lot of it. Analyzing and bringing it everything what investor needs. Go ahead, Jack.
Thank you, Prasad. I just want to make sure. Can you hear me? Okay.
Absolutely, you are good. Go, Jack.
Great. Yeah. Just to keep it brief, Prasad covered most everything. Just one thing I want to add, that in Orlando specifically, it's one of the rare places where the rent is actually just as high, if not higher, than a mortgage payment. So that's another thing that attracts buyers to Florida, is that because the rental prices are so high, most people, they're looking to purchase a home as opposed to paying rent. As Prasad mentioned, I've lived in Orlando my entire life, 29 years. I have somewhat of a construction background. My dad owns a construction company, so I worked for him for a while, so I'm pretty knowledgeable in that regard. And yeah, I'm just here to help the team in any way I can.
Okay. Okay. And anything else you want to add, Jack?
No, honestly, I listened to everything you said. You covered most everything, unless there's something you wanted me to hit on in particular.
Sure. Okay. Okay. What do you think of the weather and hurricanes? I mean, people are very afraid of like hurricanes and investing in Florida, like even like some, what do you call, crocodiles. I mean, people talk about crocodiles in Florida. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, the crocodile thing, that doesn't really affect like home values, just from my experience.
Okay.
Hurricanes, like you said, by the time a hurricane hits Central Florida, it dissipates. So okay. We're not getting hit. There's It's very rare that a hurricane will cause major, damage to a house here in Central Florida. On the outskirts, on the outside towards the East Coast, absolutely, yeah, I'd be worried about hurricanes. But at the same time, it's almost sad to say that when there is hurricane damage, that could be a good time to invest.
Okay.
So there's that to look at as well.
How do you see the employment, Jack? Like overall employment, I mean, is it more, I mean, what kind of percentage do you say, like, let's say if you look at retirees versus like a working families, I mean, do you see like a 50% retirees, or I mean, what do you see?
Are you referring to like the employment rate?
Like for example, if you take 100 homes, I mean, is it like a 50% retirees, or is it like a 25% retirees that live in Orlando, Florida, or around?
Orlando, as far as retirees, it's not as big as like Cocoa Beach or Daytona Beach.
Okay.
That's a majority of the retirees. That's where they want to be. They want to retire on the beach. A lot of like condos on the beach. Central Florida, from what I've noticed, there are some retirees, of course, but it is, like you said, it's tourists, it's families that want to take their kids to Disney World that aren't too far from the beach, etc.
Okay.
But with UCF being here as well, that's another reason why that there could be some younger up and coming millennials and things of that nature.
Okay, very good. Okay, thank you, Jack.
You're welcome.
I'm going to open up for question and answers here. Let's see. I'm going to go with, I think somebody joined with the company, which is okay. Big V LLC. I think I forgot the name last time also I saw. You have any questions?
This is Banu. Quick question. See, when if you are trying to do a rental type of model, right? Will you be waiting out the tenants, or we have to go to ourselves?
We help. We are taking care. We have team. Like Jack, we will help you end to end. You don't need to worry about anything. Like walkthrough, property inspections. I mean, before we buy it, all these videos will be there on the property opportunity page. We will do everything. I mean, investor, relax. Basically, you are in the back seat, but we drive everything for you.
Yeah, that's another thing. If I could touch on just for a second, is that just me working here within that short time is that everything is done thoroughly. I mean, from the inspections to the work that I've done, our research, the comps, everything is done. We definitely do our due diligence in that regard. So just wanted to add that. That's all.
Thank you. Any other questions, Banu?
No, I'll catch up with you again, Prasad.
Thank you, Banu. Okay, let's go to, I think, Lakshman S. Lakshman, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I think I'm good. Okay, I just started learning.
Any questions? The top.
Okay, thank you. Alexa is talking. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go to Pradeep. Pradeep, I'm not able to unmute you. Can you try to unmute Pradeep? Do you have any questions, Pradeep?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, Pradeep. Go ahead, Pradeep.
So one question I have for you, Prasad. So in 2004, the prices were up, and now the prices went down. So I know you kind of talked on a high level about it. Can you explain more on why did that happen? And if we're gonna invest, do we gonna keep it similar kind of things? So can you explain on that?
Okay. So I think, Jack, your voice was low, Pradeep, but if you're far away, maybe you can come closer. But I think the question, I think it's a very good question, Pradeep. Jack, what he's asking, I think I want you to answer. I think probably I know a little bit, but I think I want you to answer. So I think it's a question even including to me. Why, I mean, in 2004 and 2005, the prices were really high in Florida. I mean, was it a huge boom? I mean, as per what it's like a huge boom or whatever. And then what Pradeep is asking, I mean, why is it taking so long to reach the prices? Is that right, Pradeep?
Yes, you're right. That's the question. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Jack.
Okay, I can answer that in a way, but honestly, at that time I was only 14 years old.
Okay.
From what I recall, and based on my knowledge now, there was lenders were lending out money to homeowners just to get sales, basically, even though they couldn't afford it. And then at that time, as soon as that led to foreclosures and short sales, and that's what basically caused the economy to crash. And that wasn't just in Florida; that was all over.
Yeah. But I think what we are seeing, Jack, a lot of other states, they have already crossed 2007 prices. If you take Dallas or most of the states in United States, all the homes crossed their 2006-7 prices. But when I look at Florida, it's not cross. So that's, I kind of feel that it is an opportunity. But again, I'm looking at other things too. I'm not just looking at 2004, 2005. But definitely what I read, Pradeep, it was a huge boom compared to other areas because they were like really cheap. In Florida, a lot of people were investing. But I think it took a time overall, and it's still, I think people are still realizing that they can invest in. I don't know if we will see same opportunities after 5 or 10 years, Pradeep.
Got it. Thank you. Thanks for the clarification, Prasad and Jack.
Any other questions, Pradeep?
No, that's it for now. Thank you.
Okay. I think Subha, you just joined. I don't know if you have any questions. Did you just join or you are rejoining, Subha? Okay. I'm going to go with Satish Pabba. Satish, you may need to unmute yourself. I'm not able to unmute. You have any questions, Satish?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions before we end the session? Okay. Thank you very much, guys. You can keep in touch. In the chat window, you have a link for a one-on-one session if you want. Thank you. Bye for now. Good night. Thanks, Jack.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.